What I got here is an old woods trail, but then on coming across it there's a predator trail right here. It looks like an old deer trail. The deer aren't using them now, but we got coyote tracks and we got bobcat tracks running up and down this. I'm going to show you the way I set this up. I'm going to set this side up for a double. Who knows if you get a double, but I'm going to set it up for a double. And this side, they're more spread out. So I'm not setting on this side because this isn't the best side. You pick, you know, the best spots to set, and they're more narrowed down here as far as, you know, coyote tracks, cat tracks, a little bit of everything. Still got time left in the Michigan season, and you know, so I'm gonna set this up. If I don't get a cat in it, I'm, you know, gonna get a coyote. I'm gonna get something at some point. But you don't want to pass these spots up. I know a lot of you are gonna say, well, I'd set a snare there. Well, you know what? In every state, like here, we can't use snares. And we can't even use cable restraints till the 1st of January. And we can't snare a cat, number one, because season isn't in when cable restraint season is in. So, you know, you have to use what you use. The other thing is I put a cable restraint here or a snare and catch them and don't kill them right away. They got the whole spot tore up. I don't want this spot tore up. This thing will be good all winter long. I don't want it tore up. You know, if you guarantee kill them right in the spot, but still you got the scent and everything else right there, I want it away. So anyways, I'll show you the setup. All I do is try and keep everything as natural as possible where they're stepping. So they're coming over this limb right here. I'm just gonna keep my bed as tight as possible. Got a root right down in there. Alright, so I got my bed as tight as possible. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and set my trap and then test that bed, see what size it is. Not going to be quite big enough. I want to get it out. So I want that trap to fit tight down in there. Alright, it's going to be tight. Take some flake antifreeze, so I'm going to put it on the bottom. Keep my trap from freezing down. Alright, so when they're stepping over that limb, right there is where we're going to get them. I'm going to bury my chain. No wobble of that trap. Because we do not want them to step on it and have it moving and jumping and everything else. Take some wax dirt. I don't want that trap freezing in, but I also want to camouflage it with the snow. Cover that trap up, like so. That's going to keep our trap from freezing. I'm just going to take this snow, just flick it on there lightly. I'm going to work that up like this, work it right into the wax dirt. And it's getting colder. I'm going to break down the outline of that trap, like so. We already got our natural blocking, our step stick. It's there, part of a white pine or a balsam. They're stepping over it already, and that's all you got to do. They It's a little about 28 degrees. I got that dirt worked into that with that snow. It's not going to freeze. And we're going to have, start getting cold temperatures, so I ain't worried about it warming up to like 40 degrees, turn this into a slop, and then freezing at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the trail. I'm going to bury this chain but with the drag, but I'm going to go down here and I'm going to put another one in a good spot. What I don't want to do is, put one drag here, one here where they get tangled up. I'm trying for 2 animals here, so it doesn't do no good to catch the same animal in the same trap, in the same 2 traps. So I'm going to, stagger them down a little bit, and, hopefully this one gets caught, shoots off, and then, the other one gets caught and shoot off the other way. So I'm just going to take this dirt, throw it off there. Put this right here, bury it all in, like that. Got her camouflaged in good. See what we got here is other trap over there. I'm gonna pull in here. We get down here, and like you see, they start splitting off. This is our sweet spot right through here. All right, so this is what we're gonna set. Got our, if you notice, the thing is we got our like natural blocking here, natural blocking here. So when you're making like blind sets and stuff, kind of be observant to where the animals are going. I mean, this isn't bothering them there. The coyotes are right here. This isn't bothering them. They stepped on that stick right here. So when you're making your sets, you're observant to where the animals step. And when you start doing blind sets and stuff, I know it seems, if you haven't done it, it seems difficult. But you'll get, because like this is a pretty good trail for coyote trail. Usually there'll be like 1 set of tracks, something like that. It will get as obvious to you as when you're trapping muskrats out there and you see a muskrat run, you know where to set it because it's, easy. A beaver going up on the bank is real obvious and stuff. If you start doing more into blind sets and walk-through sets on these type of trails and stuff, it will be so obvious to you, just like a muskrat den hole with a run coming out of it and it's all cloudy or all sandy. This type of sets will be that obvious to you. And you're never more deadly than catching them where they want to be and feel comfortably safe, because they're not safe. So what I'm going to do is go between this blocking and this natural blocking that's already here, and I'm going to just cut me out my just a little bed right there. And the thing is, I don't want to blow this up like a bomb. I want to get it back to as natural as possible. We're expecting some snow tonight. It's going to cover up a lot of my mistakes. But, this is a good spot between the natural blocking where they've already been, natural blocking where they've already been. Take my antifreeze flake, just put it on the bottom so my traps ain't gonna freeze down there. I'm not putting it on top because I can't if I put this on top of my set, if I cover my trap up with this dirt, sprinkle this on, I can't ever use the snow as a camouflage. And I like to use the snow as a camouflage, and especially like when it snows on top naturally, it doesn't freeze, until it warms up. So this is private property here, but this was for my state land once. I put these on so I'm coming down the road I can spot them. I ain't got to get out and look and see because I camouflage them in, trying to camouflage them in pretty good. I got his number 2 Duke square jaw, number 3 Bridger pan on it. I like them a lot for blind sets like this or walkthroughs, with a baited set. You want to get that trap good and bedded down in there. See, there ain't no, There's no wobble that trap. You cut that bed tight, and you won't have a problem. Generally. I'm going to take the wax dirt. Put that right on my trap. Take my trusty whisk broom. Just kind of spread that out on the trap. Gonna get my pan as the low spot. Just because it is a trapper, it makes me feel better. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of this dirt. Now I'm going to do, just bust that. I don't want that, like I've cut down in there into the snow, 3 inches, and then I'm even with the ground, but I don't want some big snow lip where it's setting down in on my trap. I'm going to take some of that fluffy snow, just kind of work it into the wax dirt so it doesn't freeze, right, you know, have a layer over my trap. Just bust that down just like that. Take a little bit of guiding there. Like that. Perfect setup. Because if I bury my chain, it'll be good. I love these type of sets. You know, because like I say, in Michigan we can't use a real snare. And like I say, I don't want this spot shredded for when these coyotes come through. There's a big burn circle right here from a snare or anything. When I catch him, he's going to be over there or behind me, away from this spot. And I come right back here. All there is a crater. What I got to do is come back, put my trap back in the same spot, bury my chain again, and we're back in action. This spot is preserved for the next the last thing massacre. I do at the sets is, like my sets are over here, I tie a piece of ribbon. And generally, if I got both my sets are on this side, I'm going to hang it on the opposite side. I like using the grain, it kind of blends in. No, you know, I mean, you guys that know me, you've never figured that I'd use grain ribbon. But I usually hang the ribbon on the opposite side. Somebody comes up, sees the ribbon, you know, and they go over on the opposite side. Does that always work? No, but it makes me feel better, like I'm being sneaky. And but you want to mark these spots because say tonight we get 3 inches of snow and this all covers up. Yeah, I got the pink flag on there, but maybe you don't have them on there, and it gets everything starts looking a lot alike, and you're looking for your traps, and you know, especially using drags, it's just better to mark your traps. And you know, if you're on state land or whatever, I just, you know, pull them off at the end. You know, when I pull the traps, I'll pull the flag. If I'm private property and they don't care if I leave it, I'll leave the crossing so that I know they're there season after season, right where they're at.
Hey, I've been driving all over the town on my cell phone, wearing it out, and I finally tracked you down.